We're live today with another episode of Market Buzz. Nestor is not here today. He's on a little vacation. We wish him a very good vacation, of course. But markets aren't still. The markets are moving and it's going crazy, actually. Bitcoin is moving, breaking out. We have some altcoins making new all-time highs. And also the S&P 500 making new all-time highs. So there's a lot to unpack today. And yeah, welcome. We have Mimi today, Cora Trades, and then we have Dimitris, Demtio 27 on Etoro. So yeah, you can check out our portfolio in the description. You can copy our trades, but yeah, you're here, of course, for the big sauce, the juicy alpha, and that's what we're going to try to give today. So first question is always the same questions. What are we looking out for today, Dimitris? Is there something you saw this week that caught your attention?
Other than the data that we're about to get in a couple of minutes, and we're going to see how the whole thing is going to play out in the next month or two, depending on how good the numbers are and what kind of rate cut we're getting from the Fed next week. But in general, I'm looking markets going up, and I posted this morning on LinkedIn that the market is behaving like the next cut is guaranteed, and we're getting few more. That has been how the market is behaving the last few days. Semiconductors, they made a comeback somehow. But other than that, just the usual. I'm just looking markets on a macro level. Interested to hear you guys what you're thinking about crypto.
Well,
Yeah.
CPI just came out, guys.
There you go.
So core CPI month on month is as expected, 0.3%. CPI month on month, it was a little higher, just 0.1% higher than expected at 0.4%. And CPI year on year was as expected, 2.9%. So basically neutral.
So
So
the
let's just see how the markets are reacting right now.
So the headline that everyone cares
Futures
about
are up.
is right on expectations, and the core CPI 0.1% higher. Is that what it was?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Wait.
How the market is doing?
I just lost the page. I don't think we're going to see a reaction just right at this very moment. Let's just have a
And
quick
so,
look.
Dimitris, do you think there's gonna be a 25 or a 50 base point cut? Because there's a bit of split opinions there.
Until last week, I thought it was going to be a 0.25, but in the last few days, I think it's going to be 0.5. Not because I want it, but I start hearing the rumors on the media, which usually suggests someone is leaking that to the market to prepare the market for a jumbo cut. I think when are we getting the jobs number? Is it today as well, or is it tomorrow?
It's actually today as well.
It's actually today as well. And then the consumer sentiment yesterday, tomorrow, which is you can't go about it like 100% because the way it's conducted, the way the survey is conducted is a bit fishy, in my opinion. But yeah, to answer your question, what I want it to be is 0.25. What I think it will be, is 0.5. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, because I know we discussed this as well, Dimitri, and it's just like, look, I think most people, and in a way, wanting short-term parabolic gains is wanting that 0.5. But with the 0.5, long-term is not great for the economy, and I think that's what we discussed a few days ago as well. So 0.25 is the most reasonable, but everyone, I guess, deep down selfishly is wanting the 0.5. And I know the crypto community as well is wanting that.
And to add one thing more, before I forget, if we get a 0.25, then we get a 0.25 in the others, in the other meeting, and the one after that. If we get a 0.5, that is not a guarantee we're going to get back to back another rate cut back to back. And then it's a pause. And when it's a pause, then we start talking, okay, is it like one meeting pause? Is it two meeting pause? And then everything is in the air. So you want to go slowly and consistently, like, okay, let's get the next 1% in 4 pieces. That keeps the market occupied and it will go slowly up. But if you get the 0.5, then crypto goes crazy. And then if crypto goes crazy, you have to be there on the sell button, like when to take profits. The whole thing becomes more complicated. But again, it depends. Are you a short-term trader? Are you a long-term investor? Do you want stability? Do you want short-term gains? I mean, from there, it's up to you.
Yeah. The question is like, do you want a longer cycle? Do you want a longer cycle? Do you want it to go into early next year, potentially even longer? Who really knows? I guess that's a discussion for another time. But or do you want, this cycle to end in 30 days,
So
45 days?
Mimi, is this
Yeah.
decision of the Fed gonna influence your crypto portfolio, or are you already fully allocated, ready for the next leg higher?
Yeah. That's a really good question because my strategy right now hasn't really changed based on price action, based on what I see is coming with the rate cuts looming as well. And there's a lot of noise around, recession talks and everything, just a lot of volatility. So my plan has always been, I have still been taking some profits off the table into the relief rallies because even though I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, I still look at Bitcoin for where is the crypto market heading right now? And Bitcoin is still facing some key resistance zones. So I have been speaking to my community the past week, and I said 114,000 to 116,000 is a key area to watch right now, and that's where it was at. When it was at 110,000, 109,000, I spoke about the 114, 116 level, and I said we've got to watch how it reacts in that level. If there's rejection around there, then we will see some more downside, and it would be in line with, going into FOMC next week. I had expected the beginning of September to mid-September to be quite volatile, and we've seen that so far. And any rallies that we're seeing at the moment is great. We should always celebrate green days, but my recommendation is to stay grounded. We can't celebrate every green candle because when that happens, we get very disappointed when it hits resistance and it comes pulling back.
Yeah, we did see like a little breakout. So I was watching 13.2, 13.4 here. So the level that it broke out here, and now it's trading above, but this could be like a fake breakout and then dump lower
Yes,
if we get some bad news. So that's why I
yes.
took a trade, but knowing with the stop loss it could be stopped out just in case. I don't want to, yeah, bag hold in case we get another flashback. I would rather have more cash to buy altcoins at deep corrections than buy them when they're breaking out. It's always better. So I am mainly fully positions for the next leg higher, but with a few positions just having a tight stop loss, just to be sure in case there is a bigger correction in September, because September is usually very bearish. So that's why this pump feels a bit unusual. Everyone was expecting September to be bearish, and now Bitcoin is making new local highs. So even altcoins are making new all-time highs. We can cover some later. But yeah, this feels like I'm just a bit more cautious, and I'm trading the trend, but with a tight stop loss. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
So
very quickly, I think that we agree somewhat, and we disagree somewhat, because I do actually see September to end a lot better than anticipated, and possibly equities as well. Everyone's expecting a very bearish month, so
Yeah, I did showed some stats in the last stream with Nestor where we discussed that every year where we had 4 consecutive months in green for the S&P. So now looking at the monthly chart. So as you can see, the S&P had 4 consecutive green months in a row. And each time that happened, it was more likely September ended green as well. So that's why for this year, it could be September ends green as well, just because things are so bullish and everyone is waiting for such a rate cut. So people are pricing in a rate cut, meaning price is likely to go higher because it's just risk on for assets.
I
Yeah.
mean, and I don't want to interrupt you guys, but won't you guys think that the anticipation of rate cuts by the Fed in September has something to do with this not so usual seasonality we've been getting for crypto and for equities? Because the summer, it was a green summer. It was greener than I expected. I'm talking about equities, okay? But it was the question on the summer, okay, are we getting a rate cut? Are we getting a rate cut? And if the Fed knew the fake job numbers in July, okay, we will get a rate cut in July and perhaps one now. So I think maybe investors and traders may be anticipating the rate cuts and jumping in a bit earlier. Why? If you know it's coming, and then I don't think they're looking seasonality too much. I mean, when the opportunity is there and when the catalyst if there is a catalyst in market, it's the Fed for sure. I mean, perhaps you jumping in, and I wouldn't be surprised if September ends green and like decently green month.
For
yeah, I
sure.
think it will as well. Do you think that with the rate cuts, it's somewhat, not exactly, buy the rumor, sell the news, buy the rumor, sell the event? And I think it's something I've just keep tossing around lately, is that everyone's anticipating, like you said, Dimitri, and so everything's rallying, everything looks great, and then when the rate cut actually happens, what happens after that? Do the markets continue the rally, or is there a bit of a pullback?
I believe it's going to be a pullback the day of the announcement, perhaps the day of the announcement, not so much, but perhaps the days after that, because once they spread the news and it's going to be everywhere that we're getting rate cuts, cheap money is back, then people are going to jump in. They're not so sophisticated people, to put it nicely, and the sophisticated people, the institutions, are going to get out because they're trading the markets. They're not investors like us. They're trading in and out. But over the long term, markets are going to go up. But in the short term, it's going to create volatility for people to trade them. So to answer your question, perhaps probably going to get a pullback the day after, because even if we get a really green day, the day of the announcement, it usually goes overboard. You're going to see NVIDIA like 8% up, and you're going to see AMD 7% up, and then the next day they're going to be down 3%.
Yeah.
So it's not a good idea to buy those days. You either buy before or just you miss the trade.
Yeah. Or wait for the dip. Wait for the next
Yeah,
pullback.
wait for the dip. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for a dip in the markets for a long time. The last time was April, and that was the best time to buy this year. I'm not sure if we had a decent dip in the last few weeks, but April was the best time to be a buyer, and that's when we
Yeah, for sure.
bought.
Some
So
parts of the market, some parts of the market are cheap, so you have to look a bit more. But in April, like everything, just close your eyes, throw, and you made like 15, 20%, like it's nothing. but
Yeah.
not a lot of people had the courage to buy in April.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
talked about the market and Bitcoin, but which specific stock or crypto currency are you currently watching to buy, sell, or just you think is more likely to trend higher without really buying more? Mimi, what's your take?
Oracle. No, not right now. Talk about FOMO into a stock. I thought it was just crypto, but let's talk about that later. In terms of tokens that I'm watching at the moment, I'm watching the key narratives. So, stablecoin narrative, you've got Curve, you've got ENA. Also, the ones that haven't moved very much, the ones that people say that it's dead, nothing's happening, because nothing's happening with the price. So an example is FET, and I wanted to bring this up because everybody's waiting for my analysis, which is taking a while because I've been distracted with the markets and macro and all that. But with Fetch.ai, it is one that I am watching. I think it will do very, very well. I'm hoping to post the analysis tomorrow. But Fetch AI, or FET is the ticker, essentially is a project that creates autonomous AI agents. It merged with Singularity Network and Ocean Protocol, so it's like three different types all combined, and they're called ASI. So it's not, people think it's a rebranding. It's not a rebranding, it's a merge. And I think that is something that people don't really think about very much, and how powerful that is. It's it's leveraging all the different areas where they're very strong in their expertise. So you've got FET that creates the autonomous AI agents, and autonomous AI agents are ones that are AI agents that kind of function on their own. They can, they don't need a like human interaction. So that is something that they've been working on for a very long time now. They then merged with Singularity Network, which is essentially a network that provides allows you to monetize AI. And then also Ocean Protocol is also a network that allows you to have access to AI data. So the three of them combined is an extremely powerful project. And so FET, I think at the moment, just off the top of my head, I think it's just under 70 cents, and it hasn't really moved. And so people, again, similar to Ethereum, similar to Ripple, everyone's just very frustrated, and they say, look, nothing's happening. I'm going to sell. The token is dead. But I think what's happening with the price action, even though there's a lot of development, is that the average, no, I wouldn't say average, like just the normal investor doesn't understand the technology enough. So adoption isn't quite there. But until the partnerships come and you can actually see, like, it's more tangible and see how it's working, I think there's going to be a moment, not financial advice at all, but there will be a moment for FET where it will make those parabolic moves, and people will be like, oh my gosh, I wish I bought it at 68 cents. Because my price forecast for it is a good 5x from here. But that's just my very bullish case, not financial advice. I could be very wrong, and the project could completely fail. So,
I think I have
yeah.
like an explanation why the price isn't moving much. Could be wrong, but the AI narrative is mainly in stocks right now. So every stock like Oracle having some news on AI, it's pumping a lot. In crypto right now, the narrative is more in these treasury companies buying crypto. Like you have Michael Saylor buying buying Bitcoin. Then you have now the institutions buying Ethereum. You also have institutions buying Solana. So we've seen Solana really outperform lately. And we have also now institutions buying Dogecoin. So the attention is around a narrative that is currently these institutions, but attention is all it takes to move price. And whenever the crypto narrative in crypto, the AI narrative in crypto returns, I think we're gonna see AI coins do really really well again. So I'm talking, yeah, Fetch, but also the smaller small cap coins will do well. But it's just like you said around patient and
Yeah.
let the project build the fundamentals in the background, and then you're gonna see, just like we saw with XRP. XRP is a altcoin that is actually doing really really well in the real world, and it took some time before people realized that. But then price goes up and suddenly it has the best fundamentals, of course, because price is doing well. And we're gonna see that in the AI narrative as well. But I think most people are watching AI in stocks, and later it will flow back into the crypto space. That's how I think it will go.
Yeah. Agreed. Dimitri, what are you watching at the moment?
For me, it's just boring equities. I'm
That's
watching.
not boring.
It is. I mean, if I tell you, I'm watching Novo Nordic, the pharmaceutical,
Mm.
that it's been down a lot this year, and it's a turnaround story. And I'm not really so fan of turnarounds in my career so far. I don't go after them, but this one is in particular. I see management is trying their best to engineer a turnaround, laying people off, spending more money on R&D, and the stock is uh, 12 or 13 times earnings. Um, the stock is down 60% year to date, something like that.
Mm.
So it has all the makings for a good turnaround and a quick double. When I say quick, in the next 12 months, if everything goes well. That's number one. Number two is Etoro, uh,
Yes.
which the stock has been. It seems to me that has been on a downtrend since it went public,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know what it is. Is it like the logout period for the people buying at the IPO just expired and they can't sell? I don't know what it is, but it's not based on fundamentals, in my opinion. It's purely technical, and the stock is trading $42, 43, or something like that. I'm down 20% on my position, and I'm looking to increase for sure. Just just looking for the right time to buy more. And a bonus one is ExxonMobil.
Mm.
ExxonMobil, oil stock, they are not liked at the moment. And in my head, I have it with the profits I'm going to get from crypto, exiting from crypto in the months ahead. Then I'm going to go into energy, which energy is more stable. And I'm not going to get out of crypto and put them in tech. I mean, it's basically the same thing, right? Maybe crypto is a bit more volatile, but I'm not going to exit crypto and get into tech. I'm going to exit crypto and get something more position. We have ExxonMobil.
Mm.
Yes.
There you go. The price to earnings is like 13 times, something like that, like 14 times. So yeah,
Where where will you buy? I mean, like, is there a specific price or a specific time or
no, I just have it on my watch list. I would like to get under 100. Now it's 111. What is it now? One
112?
12.
112. Yeah,
Yeah.
a 10% from here. It will be a gift.
Mm.
And but yeah, ExxonMobil is it's my go-to just in case we run into a recession.
It's crazy because oil has been down and sideways for a long time,
Yes,
but Exxon still remains like very strong in this tight range. I think if it's gonna break out, it's gonna really make some new highs again,
they
all
pay a
time
3%.
highs.
They pay a 3% dividend, and they do a huge buyback. They have a huge buyback program. So that's add to it. And I mean, they've been paying a dividend for 100 years, something like that.
Mm.
So yeah, and they don't
Wow.
miss earnings. And they don't miss earnings. They missed earnings twice in the last 50 years, or something like that. Don't quote me, but it's a ridiculous number. So and because I'm planning to be fully invested if we run into a recession, I'm not planning to be like 90% cash and 10% like treasuries. I pretend that I'm an investor. I want to
Mm.
be fully invested, And last time, it was one of my best picks, ExxonMobil in 2022. But again, the mistake was not buying enough. So yeah, I have my eyes on a couple of different things, except Etoro. The rest of them are boring.
Not boring. I think one thing I do like to I have brought up a few times in the last few streams is that do I continue to DCA into UNH? You know, you're the UNH expert. You know, should I be buying more? And I think that some people are probably asking that question as well.
You know what? I would. How much of your portfolio is it? Like 2-3%? It's not a lot, right?
It's not a lot. I'm starting to build, but it's not a
So
lot.
you
Around about there.
so you wouldn't describe it as a core position just yet.
No.
No, okay. So I would DCA until it becomes a core position, and I would be gladly to walk into a recession or a bear market and holding UNH.
Okay.
Because the
Interesting.
last few recessions, I mean, 2022 was positive, and during the 07, 08, it went down, but it went down like, okay, so
Mm.
just disregard the last year.
Oh, that's a monthly chart too. Wow. I did buy a
Yeah,
few weeks ago or a month ago.
I
Yeah.
think now it's my largest position, maybe like 9% of the portfolio, and I'm gladly to
Mm.
hold it. If it doubles in the next 24 months, I'm not selling any, only because we are at the end of the business cycle. The rate
Mm.
cuts are coming, and then eventually we're going to run into trouble. It just happens. I'm not bearish. It's just how it happens. We're going to run into trouble. Something is going to give up. Is it the labor market? Is it the economy? Is it a combination? I don't know. But eventually we're going to run into it. And I want to be fully invested. And you can't be fully invested with 100% in tech. You're going to get killed in a bear
Yeah,
market.
of
And,
course.
and you want to hold, but you don't want to hold and be down like 70%, you know? Um,
Oh.
so yeah, I want to be fully
So
invested.
buy gold.
You know,
Short gold soon.
you know what I was
No,
thinking?
no, just
I was thinking the other
okay.
day, the gold people and the Bitcoin people have more in common than what separates them.
For sure,
Well,
for
that's
sure.
very true.
But
Very true.
that's a conversation for a different time.
That's a debate for another time.
Gold,
I did
But
wanna give you my pick of things I was buying,
please do.
if I may.
yes,
I bought some AVAX because
good
I
one.
was watching this level to break, and it
Yes.
did. So I bought the breakout trade on AVAX again. This is a short-term trade, just with a tight stop loss below support here now. And yeah, I think AVAX, it can do some weeks of really strong price action, as you can see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks it went up. So imagine
Mm,
we copy this move and then it gets to $55. That's a nice move in a few weeks. So it's just
mm.
a small uh, allocation in my portfolio, but I'm watching a few. I'm also watching Egan. I don't know if you know it, Mimi.
No, I don't know
Egan
Egan actually.
working together with Ina. So
Oof.
yes,
We
and
see
also staked Ethereum. So also very popular. So as people are getting more bullish on Ethereum and they start to stake their Ethereum again, Egan is gonna benefit from this. So to me, this seems like uh, slow consolidation, ready to break out when Bitcoin moved higher again. So I'm considering a small position here as well, but I'm just waiting for confirmation for a breakout.
You talk a lot about trades, and I'm assuming they're swing trades. Are there any cryptos that you're holding a little longer,
So
without stop
yeah,
losses?
right now I'm holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link,
Mm,
XRP, and TRX just for holding this cycle. I do want to cut them if they revert into a downtrend. But for now, the trend is still strong, and I'm just gonna hold the coin, even though it would break support. I'm just gonna hold that until, for me, it's clear the downtrend has begun, and then I don't want to be back holding the altcoin, because that's the way to lose 90% on your position, like last cycle. So those are the coins I'm holding. If Etina actually gives us an opportunity, another big spike down, I would buy as well, because I really like how it's a beta play on Ethereum, and I do think Ethereum has still a big move ahead of it.
Okay. What
Don't you
about? No, you go.
Don't you have Dogecoin?
No, no, I had Dogecoin in my portfolio, but I basically traded it as well for stronger coins. So whenever a coin is weak, I just remove it from the portfolio, and then I add a stronger coin. So right now, for me, I also like BNB is very strong. So making no highs recently, and on my personal portfolio, I do own Hype, so I'm not sure if you own Hype besides Etoro, Mimi. But yeah, it's one of those popular coins
Yeah.
that I've been buying and trading as well outside of Etoro.
All right, so okay, so you guys talking about coins, and I have no idea what you guys talking about. You hear like names that I haven't heard before. And since our crowd is mostly crypto people, why don't you each of one of you give us a coin? You don't have to endorse it, like a coin that most people won't know, including me. Something new,
Give.
something that you're just reading, and it's like, okay, you guys look into that. Has good potential.
Well, that's a really difficult question because I have everything that I thought that people didn't know,
Mhm.
I already spoke about. So I've been speaking about Pengu a lot. I bought more today, actually. Even you know Pengu.
I know Penguin, it means the alpha is out already.
I gave Ina. I spoke about Ina, and now everybody knows about Ina. I didn't say that. I'm the one that told everyone about Ina. But what coins are there? I okay. Okay. There is one which I'm not investing in, and I think it's highly risky again. This is not the same as like the Pengu shill, okay? There's one called MU. There's one called MU, and it's like have you heard of it, Tim? It has been doing insanely well as well. Insanely well. I think it's a meme narrative type coin.
MU,
MU or
do I write
M
it
or
correctly?
sometimes it's called M or it's called MU. Maybe M? Maybe that one. Oof.
Should be
What
this
is
one.
what is that? Like I think it's called meme core or something. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but it keeps it. So that's one that I've been looking at, but I've actually been looking at shorting it, honestly, because I think it's ridiculous. I think it doesn't do anything. But that's another conversation. I mean, there's another question that somebody had in the eToro post was, I think it was centered around, I think it was from someone called Tobias, centered around like the value of crypto, and which is a question that people, or a topic people bring up. Crypto has no intrinsic value. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't solve any real world problems, and I totally get the perspective of that. Totally respect those questions, and so I wanted to kind of answer that question as clearly as I can because there's so much to delve into. But at the end of the day, I think what we need to start with is like, what is value? What is value? So value essentially is objective and subjective. It's tangible and it's also intangible. So we talk about objective and tangible. You talk about, earnings, profit, companies, how they're doing, just monitor like finance, right? How much money they're making, what is the profit loss and all that. But it is also intangible in the sense that society places value on things and ideas. you have a Chanel bag. You know, why is it so expensive? Is it because of the way it's made? There are a lot of other brands where, you know, where I'm talking about handbags here, but you know, the quality, it's not so much always about the quality, it's about the marketing, the mindset. Look at, for example, this is a little bit ridiculous, but the Labubu dolls, right? Everybody's sort of heard of these little demon dolls. They're just dolls, but they exploded everywhere that people are lining up for hours. And it's just, again, just the mindset. So the beauty of crypto, and I think one thing, the misunderstanding is that crypto actually solves real world problems. It has been, and it currently is, and it will continue to solve problems. It isn't just monopoly money or digital money that will replace fiat. And I think that's what people are just so focused on, that it's going to replace the dollar. Crypto is also technology. It's replacing what we already have. Like, say, for example, I've been asked before many times, what is Ethereum? What is it? Like, what is it? And it essentially, think about what we've had in the past and still sort of have the databases, the servers, the systems that store our identity, our information, money, login details, all of that. Ethereum is basically replacing all of that. That's just an example. What is blockchain technology? There's all these like buzzwords and everything. Blockchain technology. Blockchain technology essentially is just efficient code. We've had code for many, many, many decades, right? Code. It's just very efficient. So crypto isn't just tokens and potentially replacing money. It's infrastructure. It's a new level of technology that systems and applications are being built on. It's always happened. It's always happened. It's like when, for example, when I used to own an IT company. I don't know if anybody knows that. And I had it for a decade, and we provided cloud services. But before we provided cloud services, there was no cloud computing. There was just a server, a company, a server, and all of your company data is stored physically on that server. Then came cloud computing, and all of those servers are then stored in a data center, and you can store like lots and lots of data on it. And so people think the cloud is something magical, but they're just like super servers in a data center. So my point really is that technology is ever evolving and ever advancing. Crypto and the crypto ecosystems is just another level, and that's really it. That's how I could simply put it. And it's already happening. And the thing is that a lot of us are using blockchain technology without even knowing it. And that's where the value is. That's why crypto is inevitable, and that's how I would explain it. I hope I explained it okay. Actually.
You did.
Thank you, Mimi. That's
Yes.
nice. We also had a few questions in the chat, because I think it's time to wrap it up a little bit. But people asking about, is there a future for ADA and XLM? Is XLM gonna surpass XRP? Was another question I saw. So what's your thoughts on that, Mimi?
It was a very, very good question. I wrote a piece on the difference between XRP and XLM. So XRP, if to put it very simply, XRP and XLM are very similar in what they do, but XRP Ripple is for financial institutions. XLM is for people, everyday people, just bridging, connecting people to finance, and XRP is connecting financial institutions, bridging that, right? It was a question, will XLM surpass XRP? I don't think so. Can they coexist? I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. And then, is there a future for Cardano?
A very big future. It's not sexy. It's not, look, Cardano is not sexy, but we want stability. Stability is what, withstands the test of time. And, Cardano, there's a huge future for Cardano. And it's one of those ones that is so boring and everyone thinks it's dead or dying. Cardano.
It's like Intel. Or I mean, it's like Intel. Or tell me like a big old company in the US that was been going sideways forever.
I
That's
don't
just
know,
my perception.
actually.
I'm not saying it's shit. I'm saying that's my perception. Cardano is like is more boring than Novo Nordic, than the pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's quality. Boring means quality at times, right?
yes.
Boring means stability. That's what we want. Cardano is going to do so well, not financial advice. It is going to do so well, and I don't have enough of it, and I will buy so much more XRP Cardano. That's on
But
top
let's
of my
say
list, amongst
the
other.
market has stopped and Bitcoin goes in a bear market and Cardano hasn't made new all-time highs. Would that change your view, or are you just following up on the fundamentals for the next cycle and just keeping it in your portfolio, or are you willing to take a loss if this is the top and the market isn't gonna go higher? What's your plan if the markets tank for your crypto?
Mm, really good question. It's a really good question. I feel like I'm being tested here. Okay, let's just say that Bitcoin tops and certain tokens, the Cardano doesn't make all-time highs. I would firstly, I mean, I wouldn't panic sell, right? The very first thing I would do is look at the fundamentals. Look at where is it progressing? What is the future of Cardano? What are they doing right now? If that's solid, then I would continue to accumulate. I would continue to accumulate Cardano. If there's not much happening and there's no partnerships or anything like that, then I would cut my losses. I mean, I'm in profit, but yeah, I'm
You
cut
know
my
what?
losses.
Timo just made a really good point now. So it's going to be a list of coins after the old season, after the end of the bull market that haven't made all-time highs. So all those coins basically are like dead because a lot of people are not familiar with the fundamentals and not looking deep into crypto like you do. They say, okay, it was like $3 in 2021 or whatever. I'm buying at $1. I'm waiting to go to three, and then I'm selling. Then if it doesn't go there, not just Cardano, like perhaps the rest of them, it's just like a red flag. It's like a stock that it had its highs 20 years ago, and it's been going sideways and never reached the or reaching again the IPO price.
Yeah.
The
I think
fundamentals,
I would
yeah.
rather be in a coin that is like you said, great fundamentals, but also a little bit hype. That's what you need for a price euphoria phase. So let's say you have 10 altcoins and you notice two or three of them aren't really getting a lot of attention. I wouldn't wait for them to make new highs. I would just cut loss immediately just because I just want to bet on the fast horses. I would even take that money and bet on, let's say, INA, Hype, BNB, just because it's in such a strong uptrend and they have the momentum going. So that's basically how I structure my portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I would say why, for example, Hype is doing well, but also Pump lately, the platform on Solana, is because they are also buying back their own tokens. So you have to look for those tokens, and this is a narrative in crypto right now. The tokens that the projects that are buying their own tokens, like buybacks, real buybacks, like they do in the stock world, those projects have really good price action lately. So if you see that happening within some projects, that's a plus in the fundamental category.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, the other choice is the founders unloading all of their all the supply and getting out. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to stay agile. You don't marry your bags. Try not to marry XRP, as I tell myself. I won't. But yeah, stay agile and just keep up. It's technology. Technology is so even even tech stocks, it's just like evolving all the time. Um, yeah, that's what we
Okay,
need to do.
so one last question for you guys. Once the old season hits, you guys not gonna sleep until the end.
Am I sleeping now?
I mean, yeah, I don't think you're going to be sleeping too much when the market is going nuts. You want to,
Yeah.
at least in the equities, we have like a couple of days in the weekend.
Well, apparently, according to the alt season index today, it's at 78. I don't take that. I mean, I take that index with the larger than a grain of salt, maybe like a pinch of salt. We are in alt season, and I was like, this is what? Really?
Is it the camp before the storm?
Potentially, potentially, potentially. I
I
don't
did
see
want to
retail.
I did want to make like a comment. Let's say if September is bullish, and
Uh-huh.
let's say we only had 3 4 weeks as we had now of a pullback. For me, that's really bullish price action, and it's a classic cycle pre-top scenario where we are nearing the end of the cycle, and the market is really going to go parabolic. I would prefer a more sustainable rise where price goes up and then takes a bit of a correction and goes up again. Because what we've seen in last cycles was always this parabolic move, and at the end it isn't sustainable anymore. There won't be any buyers left. So that's why I would prefer more of a stair step pattern. But what we're
Yeah,
seeing right now, if there is no big correction in the next few weeks and we're gonna see continued price action, then we are really going to the euphoria phase, and that's, yeah, how you want to structure your portfolio means a bit more risk taking, a bit more altcoins, in case, yeah, we see the last phase of this 4 year cycle.
yeah, I
And
agree.
one more question out of ignorance, because I don't know. Is the old season always in Q4 and Q1?
No, because I remember ADA Cardano was moving way sooner. Like it was making really big moves already in 2020, and
Yeah,
the
but what quarter was it? Was it in the Q4 or was it in the Q1?
I think it was towards the at least at
yeah, it
Q3,
was at
Q4.
the end of the third year, the second year, but now we're in the third halving year of the big Bitcoin cycle.
Another
I'm
theory,
just
another theory I had, and I don't want to drag this too much, but I've taken into consideration that the Q4 is the time that managers and hedge funds are trying to make up their performance, and they're going to take a significant amount of risk. In Q1, they are more cautious in that the beginning of the year. I mean, you don't want to be down 20% after January 20th, right? Or whatever. So basically, you lost the year if you are. So maybe the timing of it, without looking at fundamentals or any technical or any of that, the Q4 makes more sense to me. Even being an outsider into all this makes more sense for the whole thing to happen.
yeah. I mean, like, not I haven't looked at like history properly, but I'm pretty sure that generally it's around Q4.
Q4,
I mean, we even had a mini alt season last year in November, December.
yes, did.
That was insane.
In,
I think Bitcoin
in
went.
in 2021, it was Q4,
Mm,
and then the Ukraine war, beginning of
mm,
22.
yeah.
But I don't remember 2017, 2018 when it was. That's why I was asking you guys.
Yeah, I don't know because I got into crypto at the
Mm.
peak of 2018.
Oh,
I got into the bear market. I didn't know anything about crypto. So yeah, I possibly it could be interesting to look back, but possibly
mm.
most of the time, I think anyway.
I will look into it because maybe I mean, I'm sure it doesn't matter when it was the last time it happened, but you know, I was just curious the other day because I remember the Q. I remember it was Q4 of 21 because I was a bug holder with Ethereum. I stayed there with the bug holding like Ethereum. So yeah,
Guys, we're now 50 minutes in the
Oh
stream.
gosh.
I think we had a a nice talk here. I have to go, but
Okay.
if there's anything you want to say to the audience besides to check our portfolio and copy our trades, uh, last words.
Look, it's going to be a good September. Not financial advice. Hang in there. Any volatility that's going to come, it'll be okay. It'll be temporary.
All right, really
Do not
nice,
do not
Dimitris.
panic outside. Do not panic and get out of markets. Whatever is crypto or equities, just hold down your positions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think about it, and then if you have a question, just ask Mimi on her Etoro. She will get back to you.
And if you're copying us, I mean, thank you, first of all. Second of all, the best day to add is during the red days. That's when we actually buy. So you will be buying also if there's a red day. So that's another way to also support us, thank us for the work we are doing behind the scenes. All right, guys, thanks for this lovely conversation. It was nice. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.